benchmark of the competition, that must be the most pleasing result of the year by far.
Yeah. I don't know what to say really. It was just it was a fantastic performance. Even late in the game, three-quarter time, talking to the players, they just wanted that moment. We wanted to get back to that stage and be able to see that, what's different, what stands up. And they just really stepped into it. We didn't change anything with how we wanted to play. We want to still stay daring. We still want to bring pressure on the ball. We didn't want to change anything if they come. And they remained really present and really focused to the moment and finished off the game really strongly.
Much as Voss obviously been made of Collingwood's amazing abilities in the last quarter, and they sort of started the last quarter a bit strong, but to still also, push back against that as well. Is that also a pleasing part?
Yeah, it's just different. It just had a different feel. Throughout the game, and that's hard to describe feel. It's just the energy was that they were really looking forward to it. You put yourself in positions and that's all you get to do, put yourself in a winning position and then you've got to close it. And we've learned a lot about ourselves, in those situations last year. We've learned a lot about ourselves over the most recent of times, which were pretty tough times. And, through that tough time, we've been able to stick together and really stay connected. We've been able to transfer some of that off-field connection to on-field. And they're really playing a selfless brand of football. They're playing for each other and don't want to let each other down. And I think that's really obvious now.
How much in that last half hour have you had a chance to reflect on just how far you've come in 6-7 weeks? And then at that point you were under pressure, the club was getting slammed from every angle, and now you're inside the eight. Yeah,
I just can't quantify it. I really don't know. We were looking at a stage there where we didn't know where our next win was going to come from. We were in a pretty bad place in terms of trying to get our game together, and players were just lacking enormous amount of confidence. And then when it was able, through just being able to believe in what we were doing, and I guess believing a little bit in each other, and sort of stuck together through that to sort of find what our identity looked like. And when that became clearer, the players have got more in behind it, and they've thrived off the back of it. And we're still growing what that looks like out. I think I've sat in here before around talking about our consistency to be able to implement our system, and we haven't been quite there yet. And against good opposition, you'll always have moments where that's not exactly where you want it, but when the challenge comes, we rise above, and I thought that was really impressive.
How serious does Cherry's hamstring look, and how disappointing was it? I mean, he was clearly the best player on the ground in the first half and did that hamstring. What's your thoughts and how serious was it?
No, we don't know. I couldn't even tell you whether it's in the exact same area or not. So it's obviously a bit crowded in that room out there at the moment. So I'll get a full debrief in the coming days. But obviously disappointing to lose him. At the same time, Dowie's been able to come in and get a job done when we asked him to, and that's been the other part that we've asked players to do at different times. We've had personnel challenges, and guys have stepped up to get their jobs done. And there's some individual brilliance in there that some players are delivering on, but largely it's off the back of just playing your role and getting your job done and sticking together.
You really smashed them in contested ball and clearances. I think it was plus 30 and plus 10. How much of a focus was that heading to this week specifically?
I was pretty good. I mean, they're the best probably ground ball team in the competition. Certainly have been to this point in the season. So to look at that ground ball number and know that you've not just been able to do that at the contest, but being able to do that away from contests says a lot about our effort and intensity. There's a little bit of system in behind that, you hope, but the ability for the boys to be able to, not just win it at the contest, but be able to work away from it and turn up at the next one was particularly impressive. And there were some really special efforts from our forwards tonight. Any time Collingwood want to get that ball live, we were just coming. And it's been a bit of a trade of the boys over the last little period of time, and it's working really well for us.
Charlie, obviously another big bag. It just seems to go from strength to strength, and up against one of the best defensive duos in the comp in Moore and Murphy. I mean, can you you mentioned struggling to quantify earlier? Is it easy to quantify Charlie's performance?
No, it's not. He's just in incredible form. So I don't know. I can't understand this commentary that kicks goals against West Coast now. I just don't get that. This is AFL football. It's tough. So to be able to do that against some quality opposition was really impressive. Hopefully he just feels like he needs to be able to get his job done and no more than that. And if there's rewards on the back of it, then so be it. But he's in some pretty hot form at the moment.
Bossy, just going back to mid-season when you were sitting in that bottom four, was there ever a point where you started to doubt yourself or doubt that you could get to this point?
Oh, there's always doubt. There's always doubt. There's some tough days and lots of really tough conversations. It's tough conversations from the leaders to the players. There were some tough conversations amongst us as coaches about, what clarity we need to be able to provide the players and what we were going to value moving forward. And then clearly there was a lot of tough conversations between coaches and players and the leadership group. So, this movement doesn't happen on the back of just the players. This comes on the back of a football club. And there was plenty of those moments through there that it could have gone a different way, but we didn't. Stuck together. I think that says a lot about our club now.
I guess obviously it was well documented the finish to the season last year. Is it it's pretty easy to give the guys motivation this year to really finish off the job, I guess, and make the top 8.
Yeah, maybe on reflection there's, personal, or that situation was more like feeling like you had something to lose. We feel like we've got something to gain. We've got something to go after, we've got something to chase. And we're not there yet, so we've got to keep chasing. And we'll keep paying attention to the little things, the lessons that we learn, finding ourselves in the business situation. What we also learn is just keep enjoying what we're doing. Don't have to put your mind forward, just stay where you are. Keep your eyes where your feet are and we'll be okay. And just keep enjoying it. Because there's a patch there where we, it was tough yards, and even when we were winning, we weren't enjoying that process as well as what we should have, because we just didn't know, we just weren't playing the way that we wanted to play. So it was, the expectations and outcomes were getting on top of us a bit. But somewhere in there, we were able to sort of change the energy a little bit within, and that's changed the energy outside. And it was just about really enjoying the journey we're on and enjoying being present with one another, and we're not going to change that. I'd imagine there'll be conversations about what it might look like for us in a month's time, but I'm not really particularly concerned about that. Concerned about what we do next, and we'll take a short little break for a couple of days, and then we'll set our sights on St Kilda.
Obviously, there's been a bit of commentary that Harry being out's really helped open up the forward line and helped Charlie really flourish. Just wondering how you've seen that.
Just don't subscribe to it. Just don't subscribe to it. I really like H there. I'd really like Sam Walsh there as well. Midfield went all right today too without Walshy, but we need him. They're good players, and he plays a role within that, and obviously Charlie and Harry, the relationship there formed over a period of time. I'm just really excited about what that can do for us moving forward. I don't know where that really comes from, all that conversation, but I certainly don't buy into that.
Wiedering seemed to really settle that back line after a bit of a shaky start. How important has he been to the recent run?
Yeah, our leaders have been unbelievable. They've been unbelievable. I think our people have been unbelievable. They've stuck to what we did. Our job was to try and just keep creating the right environment. If we just were really consistent, we didn't deviate, we just kept tinkering with things, and we knew we had to make some adjustments, and we did that. And as a football, support staff, our coaches, we stayed calm through that period of time. And I'm being really impressed with our leaders in more recent times. The first conversation I had with them when we had to have some pretty tough ones was I had to have a few tough ones with them about where they saw themselves as leaders, and they accepted it. No one blinked, and I think that says a lot about them. They didn't know quite how to go about it at that point in time, but they've learned how to do that over this last little while, and we'll just be stronger for the experience that we had. It was tough to get through. We're not at the end of it, but we're certainly getting plenty of rewards at the moment, which is pleasing to see.
Mr. McGovern and Elliott seemed like a bit of a mismatch outside looking in, but he clearly thrived to the challenge, and one of the hottest small forwards in the comp.
Yeah.
He seemed to thrive, didn't he?
Yeah, they got a lot of threats. I mean, they're a good football side, Collingwood, and we tip the hat to their style and the way they play, and they're always going to be really tough to get over, and we've had some recent experience that says so. So we wanted to ride a few things, but there was always going to be, a bit of talent v talent and system v system, and I think that's what makes these games more exciting as you come to them, because you're looking at contests all over the ground, and Moore's on Curnow, and that's what a match-up that is. Cripps is in the middle, and then you've got Elliott and McGovern down back. So that's why they're exciting games. But I'm just really pleased that in important moments we stood tall, which was great to see. So we've grown a lot tonight. Cheers. Thank you.